Drop your city and current time in the comments. Let's see just how wide this little campfire circle reaches tonight. He knows something's wrong before his first sip of coffee. A tow truck sits idle under the street lamp like a wolf waiting for the sheepdog to doze off. By dawn, his Mustang is gone. Before noon, the Escalade vanishes. By dinner, the Charger, too. 3 cars in less than 12 hours, like magic tricks no one volunteered for. He stands there barefoot on cold concrete, mug in hand, blinking at the empty driveway as if maybe, just maybe, he parked in an alternate universe. Historians still argue whether neighbors enjoy HOA drama or gladiator battles more, but either way, the spectators peek out from curtains with the same popcorn-ready energy. The papers taped to his lamppost flutter like surrender flags. Violation, improper parking. No phone number, no explanation, just bureaucratic haiku. He calls the emergency hotline only to be greeted by Doug Helms, the kind of security chief whose voice oozes smug like overripe brie. Doug insists the tows are valid and directs him ironically to Urban Tow Partners, not realizing Malik Carter owns the entire outfit through Carter Mobility Group. Joke number 1, imagine hiring a hitman, then discovering the target owns the hitman's payroll department. When Malik checks the impound lot, his night supervisor Marcus looks puzzled. 3 vehicles, all from the same address, all with current decals but stamped expired. Paperwork approved at 4:45 a.m., 2 minutes before a truck even moved. That precision feels less like enforcement and more like a game of chess where his name is the king piece under siege. Digging further, he finds other victims' addresses mysteriously identical to those who spoke up at HOA meetings. The pattern clicks. This isn't regulation, it's retribution. Days pass and the harassment becomes clockwork. Garbage can violations. Grass height measured with NASA accuracy. Even claims his paint job is too reflective. Malik mutters that maybe they'll cite him next for clouds moving too fast overhead. Joke number 2 lands bitterly but keeps him sane. The climax comes on his son's 12th birthday. 15 kids, cake, balloons, and then hydraulics scream. Tow arms clamp down on his sister's minivan as though the party favors included free repossessions. 7 cars ripped away in under 20 minutes, balloons popping like battlefield mortars, children crying as if the clown showed up wielding bolt cutters. Across the street, HOA President Denise Harwood smiles with a walkie-talkie in hand. That smirk sears into Malik's memory like cattle branding. Joke number 3 isn't funny, but true. Nothing kills a birthday faster than realizing the piñata drives off on a flatbed. The humiliation could have ended him. Instead, it sparks a shift. A neighbor named Na quietly shows him videos, Doug timing stickers down to the minute cars, ticketed seconds after parking kids, chalk drawings cited as graffiti. Malik realizes the HOA isn't just picky, it's predatory. And if they're staging a war, they've picked the wrong general. He stops playing defense. If they want a game, he'll write the rules. Malik parks his Honda Civic like a sacrificial pawn, perfectly legal decals, crisp registration gleaming. Before stepping away, he photographs every angle, emails himself timestamps, and tucks a GPS tracker under the hood. Hidden dash cam humming, he mutters, "Let's see who bites first." Scholars still debate whether it was Odysseus or HOA boards who invented petty trickery, but either way, Malik's trap would make either proud. Sure enough, at 2:30 a.m., Doug tiptoes up like a villain in a low-budget heist movie. He slaps a violation sticker on the windshield, flashes photos, then peels the sticker off and pockets it. Caught on video. Audio captures his mutter, "This'll teach him to question us." 2 hours later, the tow truck arrives. Malik watches in real time on his laptop, sipping coffee with grim amusement. Joke number 1, he doesn't even have to leave bed to watch his own car stolen. By Monday morning, he's ready. He walks into the HOA office in his best suit, leather portfolio heavy with evidence. Denise and Doug are mid-argument with other board members when he sets down his case. Calmly, he plays Doug's audio for the room. The smug security chief goes pale like milk left too long in the sun. Malik slides across his business card, names Malik Carter, CEO and sole owner of Carter Mobility Group. That includes Urban Tow Partners. Silence hits like a thunderclap. The revelation detonates in slow motion. Denise sputters about conflicts of interest, accuses him of entrapment, throws out half-remembered legal jargon like confetti at a sad parade. Malik, unbothered, produces Clause 8.4 from their contract. If a vehicle is towed without a signed complaint, the HOA owes $10,000. Joke number 2. Imagine a magician pulling rabbits from a hat, except the rabbits are invoices worth $500,000. Officer Reyes, the neighborhood's steady cop, enters right on cue. Malik hands him a USB drive packed with GPS data, forged work orders, and emails titled Problem Residents. The younger board member stares shocked. "We've been billing people for fake tows," the older gentleman adds grimly. "That's fraud." Denise tries to shut laptops, hide files, but the tide is against her. Residents begin flooding meetings, standing room only. Phones raised live streams buzzing with hundreds of viewers. One elderly man trembles as he describes his wife's funeral reception ruined by an unjust tow. A child's chalk art ticketed for vandalism. Families fined into debt. The board fractures. 3 members demand suspending all towing immediately. It passes 3-2. The crowd cheers. Joke number 3. Malik whispers to Nah, "They wanted my cars. Now they're about to lose the lot." He isn't exaggerating. A bankruptcy sale is about to make the HOA's prized clubhouse parking lot his personal chess piece. The war is no longer hidden skirmishes in driveways. It's open battle broadcast to the world, and Malik controls the battlefield. By midweek, the HOA's glossy facade crumbles into dust. State auditors march in with clipboards sharper than swords, unpacking boxes of records Malik has prepared like evidence bags. Every forged work order, every phantom tow, every secret ledger spills across the table under fluorescent light. GPS logs show trucks dispatched before violations were even written. Email chains read like a villain's playbook. Enhanced enforcement. Max impact potential. Target Malik Carter. Historians still argue whether Shakespeare wrote better villains than suburban boards with walkie-talkies, but this evidence tips the scales. Neighbors rise one by one to testify. A single mom recounts her teen daughter crying when their car vanished at midnight. A veteran voice cracking describes being fined while parked with permission. A man admits he lost his job because his car was towed the morning of an interview. The room feels like a courtroom without a judge, just raw truth stacked higher than HOA fee hikes. Joke number 1, if misery loves company, Willowbrook Estates has enough to open a nightclub. Malik lays out Clause 8.4, the $10,000 penalty per illegal tow. 11 of his cars alone, 52 total on record, $500,000 in liability minimum. Doug looks ready to faint. Denise tries defiance, snarling that Malik planned the whole thing. Malik calmly replies, "I've owned the towing company for 8 years. You weaponized it against your neighbors. I just handed you the rope." Officer Reyes nods, collecting the USB drive for prosecutors. Joke number 2, it's the first time anyone claps for a flash drive. The verdict rolls in like thunder. Denise and Doug resign under the glare of cameras, later marched into court, where footage of Doug planting fake violations plays like reality TV reruns. Guilty on all counts. Restitution ordered, prison time assigned, and poetic justice, 500 hours of community service at local tow yards. Malik smirks at the irony. The very jaws they used on families now clamp around their own time. Joke number 3, imagine Doug in a safety vest handing car keys to the same people he once terrorized. Months later, Willowbrook is reborn. New leadership institutes transparency, resident oversight, and strict limits on towing power. Property values rise. Families return. Kids scrawl chalk dragons across driveways without fear. Malik quietly leases the clubhouse lot back to the HOA for $1 a year on the condition no car moves without a resident vote. What began as targeted humiliation ends as systemic reform. And then comes the wind down. The fire in Malik's chest softens into embers as the neighborhood exhales for the first time in years. Court orders become quiet lines of restitution checks, not weapons. The laughter of children returns drifting down streets once patrolled like occupied territory. People leave bikes in driveways without anxiety, barbecue smoke curls lazily into dusk air, and families rediscover the fragile thing called trust. In the evenings, Malik sits on his porch, the glow of a single lamp spilling across papers he no longer needs to study. He thinks of the Tuesday morning when his driveway stood empty and how it felt like the start of erasure. Now those absences have been filled with resilience, with justice, with a community that refused to bow to petty tyranny. The lesson settles gently like dust after a storm power unchecked breeds abuse, whether in palaces or cul-de-sacs. But with patience receipts and a willingness to stand firm, even the mightiest frauds collapse under their own weight. He lets that thought linger, whispering through the quiet like a lullaby. For anyone still listening, keep your records, guard your peace, and never mistake silence for surrender. Tomorrow will come steady and bright, and in its light the shadows cannot last.